Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon again, everyone. Crap. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do, the usual disclaimers. Again, I apologize that the screen is not clear. I cannot find my cleaning cloth, so fun times, right? As Tug would say, fun times indeed. All right, folks. In the description box, if you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, inside there you're going to find all the pertinent links. In particular, please take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics, wherein they interviewed and surveyed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center does not want you to read that article so much. They have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit. They did not remove it from the website. So, folks, please read that article. Share it on all your social media. We also have NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding in case the JRC actually sees through with their threat. Trigger warning 1. When we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center and Agape Boarding School for Boys, sorry, itchy, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with disabilities and disabled people, people with mental health issues being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please utilize the headphones. Trigger warning 2. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously, parental supervision is advised. All right, where we left off. But again, all agree that the agency possesses statutory authority to impose a blanket ban on a device covering all its intended uses. Again, this is the elephant in the room here. What they don't seem to understand is that is exactly what the FDA did. They at no point inside their 2020 decision say that the GED is banned completely except for this. There is no except anywhere mentioned inside the FDA decision. I know because I reread the thing. There is no but except or except if anywhere in that decision. It did blanket ban that GED device. The argument that is being had here is in regards to devices that are completely separate from the GED. They're wanting the FDA to either ban all skin shock devices, including those that have nothing to do with the argument at hand, or nothing at all. It's idiocy, is what it is. But let's read on, shall we? It is hard to see how allowing the agency to fashion a less intrusive ban would give rise to a more significant federalism based concern. But they're not, though. I know, folks, again, I'm going to repeat this until the cows come home. I reread that decision. This whole idea, but they're doing a less intrusive ban, is a bunch of bullshit. Complete, utter cockamamie bullshit. That is not what's happening here. It is a complete, utter, total ban of the GED device, period, for any use, for any reason. Okay? There is no FDA saying you can use it in certain circumstances. No, it's very clear. They're banning the device outright for it to not be used for any reason, period. Bye bye. See you later. In fact, recognizing the FDA's ability to tailor a ban to a device's most problematic uses will enable the agency to avoid affecting state regulation of practice of medicine more than is necessary. And here we go again. The question becomes, if we step out of the stupid chamber that is the Republican Party and their bought and paid for judges, we can all understand, accept, and wrap our brains around the fact that the GED device is a separate device from the SIBS that these idiots are using to make their argument. They're trying to sit there and say that because doctors are allowed to prescribe the SIBIS machine, that taking away their ability to prescribe the GED machine is interfering with medicine. Here's the problem with that, amongst the many others that they can't seem to wrap their brains around, comprehend, or understand. No one outside of the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center is prescribing the GED device to be used in the practice of medicine for any reason. Okay? Nobody's prescribing the GED device to assist in helping someone come up off of alcohol. Nobody's prescribing the GED device to be used, to be prescribed by a doctor to help someone get off crack cocaine, all right? This is not happening. This device is being used in a single place for a single purpose. Okay? How can someone say that they're interfering with medicine when this is a device that is not being prescribed anywhere else for any other purpose? You can't make it make sense, folks. If the logic isn't logicking, that's because there is no logic in this argument. None. None. They've gone out of their way to try to get you confused, throwing in arguments while vaguely referencing the SIBIS machines and trying to basically blanket us into this idea that these are all the same device and that this device is being used elsewhere. That is, in fact, an absolute bald-faced lie. All right? Bald-faced lie. They have, throughout the rest of this insane argument, tried to well, they've tried a lot of shit, haven't they? But one of the ones that really just makes me give them the side eye is the fact that they have tried this argument that this device has been approved previously by the FDA, and now they're just trying to tailor what it is used for, banning it for other uses, when that is, in fact, not the case at all. The fact of the matter is, as the device existed since after that first approval, has not been approved by any governing body whatsoever. Okay? For any purpose. Literally any purpose. All right? Nobody wants to talk about that, apparently. Also, to confuse even more, they're going to use that old Republican hat trick of screaming about state rights. With, once again, like they seem to do, never addressing the fact that if the state refuses to intervene on the behalf of their most vulnerable of constituents, then it behooves those of us who are trying to protect them and fight for them to then go above our state officials and go over their heads. Here's the fact of the matter, folks. There is this romanticized idea that Republicans and their bought and paid for judges like to try to sell you. This idyllic idea that states always act in the best interests of their constituents because the politicians of a state have direct ties to the communities. Here's the real facts, and this is coming from someone who has dealt, wheeled, and dealed and fought alongside their state politicians. These folks are every bit as corrupt as the people who are up there in Washington right now. Let me say that again. The people who are running your state governments are every single bit as corrupt as the people up in Washington. Please let me dissuade you from their romantic ideal that somehow these folks, because they have local ties, give two shits about you, because it's a crock. All right? It's a crock of shit. They may have local ties, they may have family members there, but you want to know what talks louder than even community ties? It's green, folks. It's green. When you realize this, particularly in this case here, where Massachusetts has shown themselves corrupt time and again, and they have never moved at any point to protect the kids that are stuck in this hell school, no matter what evidence has been put in front of them. What do you do? Right? What do you do? This is how you end up with arguments like this, where if you actually dig into them and tear them apart, they make no coherent sense. And when they really can't find anything else to justify their stupidity, they start bleeding on about states' rights. And the sad fact of the matter is, for those of us who are not advocates and don't know it for the crock of shit that it actually is, you have people who buy it and will start pounding their chests about it. Kind of the reason why I hate my state so much. And we're going to go ahead and close out on that, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. Please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the comments. Do appreciate your time. And as always, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I got to go open my door. Hold on.